Very good morning. I feel everybody is fine. Now we enter to 12th section, right? We are slowly completing your all units. By next week you get exam, internal exam. Are you prepared for internal exam? Third semester, first internal exam. And that too you write at home. Very easy. Some exams are Google formed. Some are descriptive. Anyway, exams are eye-openers. As Bretton Russell in one of his essays say, all the type of tests and examinations are soda bottle openers. What is meant by so? That is a technical new phrase. Soda bottle opener. It's like a soda bottle, once you open, there will be a sound, right? It's like that is small micro test, unit test, class test, internal test. All these are eye-openers. Soda bottle eye-opener, right? You can make an assessment after that, how much you studied. By the way, some people, after, some days ago, one of you called me, right? And that student reported that you feel too much lazy to study at home. Laziness, no compromise. You should avoid that type of thing, laziness from your will. One who is lazy will never succeed in life. That I am sure, damn sure. So make it clear. So once you show a type of interest in any field, that you can achieve everything. That is why Francis Bacon puts it, aim at the stars on the sky, then you will reach branches of the tree. What does it mean? It means that you aim at stars on the galaxy. Your aim should be at galaxy that you reach and catch. Once not kept in that way, you cannot even climb up on a tree. Your ambition, your dreams, like what our former President of India, Kalamji, tells, a dream that should not make you sleep in the way. So interest, that avoid laziness and create an interest. And for that, recently I came across a talk in television. A psychologist says that being a student or a parent, being a student should inculcate what means to develop. He says you should develop a 3R system. 3R system. Once I heard, I felt very easy. What is 3R system? See, once you develop this 3R system, you can face everything. And the psychologist says 3R system. First R stands for routine. All right, routine. That you develop a routine. Once you follow this 3R system, no problem at all. This laziness will just run away from your life. What is meant? Being a student, being a dedicated worker, being a dedicated, devoted employee, being a dedicated parent, being a dedicated student, being a dedicated lecturer, should follow these 3R system. The psychologist puts it, and I thought it is very interesting. All right. So routine means you should keep, as I referred in previous class, a type of timetable life. A particular time to wake up. Say for example 6 o'clock wake up, or 5:30 wake up. 7 o'clock starting learning timetable. 8 o'clock you make breakfast. So even watching television or playing with what you call your mobile, as if I referred in the one of the classes in the college. Cyber stacking method. What is meant by cyber stacking method? There is a technical phrase nowadays during the pandemic developed. Cyber stacking. Cyber stacking. Stacking means what? Unnecessarily playing with mobile social media like Facebook, then what is called WhatsApp during the time of studies. So avoid cyber stacking. And if you want to follow cyber stacking, that you make a small particular 1 hour or half an hour for that. So there should be a routine that you develop. Slowly you can do everything. Then second R is responsibility. All right, responsibility. You should develop responsibility. What being a student, what is your responsibility now? Your responsibility now to learn. Your parents expect you to learn. You learn. Achieve. As I referred to, every day you keep particular knowledge in your brain. Or you try to write somewhere. So develop knowledge. Responsibility of a child. Responsibility of a student. Parents expect only that you study very much, right? So for that you should show your responsibility. Parents also can make you responsible, providing you certain small jobs like washing the car, cleaning the house, helping in the kitchen. All girls nowadays in the pandemic now helping parents right in the kitchen. It's a matter of responsibility. So following a routine, developing responsibility, then you will totally relax, right? So these are the 3 R's that you develop. So once you come to the relaxation means what? Enjoyment. With the refreshments and relaxation, playing games and all that. So that is a part of enjoyment. So what makes me to explain these 3 R's, that never say that you are lazy. Laziness is not in our dictionary. Being a student of literature, being a student of language, never say that you are lazy. Okay, so keep these 3 R's in your life. First one, a routine, timetable oriented life. Second one, develop responsibility. If routine is okay, responsibility is okay, relaxation will automatically come. You will relax one day or another day. So be careful. Then 3 hours after that, this is only to give you a small introductory talk. Now we continue our auxiliary system. We studied repetition, we studied POX, and we gave you small explanation to MOX. No modern grammarians call POX auxiliary system divided into primary auxiliary system, which has 3 important divisions. We have a do, we have a have, then we have a be, and they are children. They are children. Do, does, did, done, like that. All the children they have related to primary auxiliary system that we explained the last class. And we get into MOX. What is MOX? Model auxiliary system. What is meant by model auxiliary? Even the spelling that you have to keep in grammar, MODAL, not MODEL. That is, model is different. This model is grammatically put in the language. Model auxiliary. The main difference between POX and MOX that I explained earlier. You remember, POX once written cannot be removed, whereas MOX is not mandatory. MOX you can put anywhere, and if you do not want, you just remove it. No meaning will be changed. But POX writing, once you use POX, definitely you might have studied earlier helping words, right? These are helping verbs. once it is employed, once it is put in the sentence, you cannot remove it. On the other hand, once you come to modal auxiliary, if you want only you put. This area I explained. For the purpose of repetition, I will also, once again I write. Example, they are, they are playing, one example, they are playing on the ground. One example, full stop. They are playing on the ground. You will put as if we studied they is equal to subject. Are playing is equal to V is equal to VGP is equal to ox plus V3 plus on the ground. Consider to be object. Adverbial phrase. Adverbial phrase. Since you already studied adverbs, right, in the parts of speeches, the first unit itself. Once we put certain objects, these objects can be multi-level segmented. Then this can be put in the different levels. Sometimes nominals will be coming. Sometimes adverbial of manner will be coming. A group of words which keeps certain adverbs may be coming. So different patterns of sentences that we studied. Here, for this segment, we get consider this on the ground is only group of words which stands like object and considered to be adverbial phrase. Am I right? You follow me? So once you get a sentence, you fix the elements. Then you analyze it. Here, subject. Now we go to are playing group. More than one word appearing together. You get a phrase. Here also VGP. VGP is VPH. VPH means VGP. All these are phrases. Means more than one word appearing on a particular position. Here VGP coming. From this VGP, this R is compulsory element because it is a primary auxiliary. On the other hand, once you write, they can go to the ground. See example. This is also subject. Can go also VGP. Can, mocks, go, head word, verb, V1 to the ground. Considered object is equal to ADV of or adverbial phrase. Consider two sentences. First one is compulsory auxiliary. Once you remove this auxiliary from the sentence, remaining part will be nonsense. Already explained in the 11th session. Once again I repeat. Once you remove this can, which is supposed to be in a modal auxiliary here, suppose you remove this, sentence will be correct. This is the main difference between modal auxiliary and primary auxiliary. So understand primary auxiliary, when it is used in a sentence, it is mandatory, it is compulsory to make a VGP. On the other hand, once you use modal auxiliary, that is removable. If you want, you remove it. That depends on the mood. That depends on the aspect that you put or take it away and change. That is the example. You copy down this and keep in your custody. If anybody asking you in future, what is the main difference between POX and MOX? This is the difference. So POXs are limited to main POX, do form, have form, be form. All the different children of these three parents can be considered a primary auxiliary system. On the other hand, we have some more limited modal auxiliaries are there. So we try to make a small journey through what are the important modal auxiliaries are there. Okay, another important stage in university grammar that you refer. These all given in university grammar in detail. You refer university grammar model auxiliary as a section given, preferably in second chapter. University grammar is a very beautiful book that is available in the market. You buy and read. So another importance, Kukubam or Sydney, Sydney gives another important aspect of model auxiliary. You know, everybody says model auxiliary sometimes refer future tense. You know, TG grammarians and supra-sentential grammarian, pseudo-grammarians, they do not believe in future tense. And some people in modern grammar says no future tense at all. How can you justify it? Sydney, modern grammarians in university grammar book says, if it is possible to communicate a future time reference in present. Some people say future. What is meant by tense and time? Time references we study in higher secondary level, traditional grammar level. We study present tense, past tense, future tense. Am I right? But in modern grammarians, they strongly believe no meaning at all in future tense because future is indefinite. Everybody's presently our life is very indefinite because of the pandemic. In the same way, modern grammarians do not believe in future tense at all. How? They say future time can be put in reference even from the present tense itself. Wow, they say like example, look here, we are going to Bombay, all right, Bombay tomorrow, all right. Look here, one example. What I want to justify, as per modern grammarians, they say no future tense is available. What is the need of future tense? If it is ready, we are going to Bombay tomorrow. Tomorrow is referred to future time. Future time. Tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow. So, what is called in Hindi, Talkalik Vartaman Kal. Talkalik Vartaman Kal means what? मैं जा रहा हूँ. Oh, हम जा रहे हैं. कल तो tomorrow. कल tomorrow. हम जा रहे हैं. हम जा रहे हैं. Mumbai. कल तो coming day means tomorrow. Tomorrow is a reference for the future. Then how do you say? If it is possible in Talkalik Vartaman Kal in Hindi, in the same way, it is possible in English. We are going to Bombay tomorrow. So no need of telling future tense with will and shall and all that. People say, when will come, shall come, future tense. No, modern grammarians won't believe that. So even in the present tense itself, even the present continuous tense itself, we can show future time. For example, all right, I can go to Bombay. All right, one example. Look here. I may go to Bombay. I will go to Bombay. I shall go to Bombay. Look here, 3-4 sentences written. Already here you analyze and get one thing very sure. Can enjoys the position of may enjoys the position of will enjoys the position of can. If you study, if you tell I will go to Bombay is future, why can't you call I can go to Bombay is future? Because these 4 words which are modal auxiliaries enjoy the same position. And can is present, may is present, will is present, shall is present. Then how do you say it is the future tense? So modern grammarians won't allow it. By the presence of will and shall, they stand for future. No. will as a verb, shall is as a verb, they are present. It has a past, can has could, may has might, then will has would, shall has should. No future reference at all. So in the sense that they won't believe in future tense. Then which are the models? So this is the main difference between primary auxiliary system and the model auxiliary system. Now we go to once again, all right, which are the model auxiliaries? All right, MAUX. All right, first one will example will. You will get a word past. The same example, you will get a shall. You will write a should. You will write may, you will get might. You refer university grammar book, then you will get can, you will get could. Right? Then example, you will get must. Must is the present verb. Do you anybody know what is the past form of like this past form of must? Actually, so many people do not know. But university grammar book, Kukubam says, must has a particular past form. Do you, anybody knows? Please, nobody knows. I will tell you. You just keep in mind. It's a past form is had to. All right. This is very compulsory thing that you keep in mind. Never say musted and all that. Some grammarians in American style people say. In the correct past form of must is had to. In the same way, so many other words coming there. All right, then you will write need, then you will write ought to, used to. All these are limited one model auxiliaries. They have only present and past and no future. So, generally that we have to say the difference between. Then slowly we have to consider, make a small journey, which all the important uses of these model auxiliaries. Okay, first we will take a mill. This will, which all the use that you refer any grammar book, either traditional grammar book or structural grammar book or modern grammar book. Everybody will present a very big chapter on what? Model auxiliary system, because they refer or they decide the aspect and the mood of a speaker. Example, you can do it. You can do it means it's your capacity to do it. All right. Or we ask, can you do it? It is also reflecting the mood of the speaker or listen of the speaker. So everybody should be aware of the different uses of models. Models is a very big chapter and that. So we start by example will. I make a journey and give you only some important uses. All other uses that you refer any one of the books and copy down. All right, very important uses I will give. Will show determination. First one is determination. You can copy down. Determination. What is the meaning of determination? Strong willpower. When we use will, first use, keep in mind, it is a determination. Determination, the resolved matter that I will do it. One example. All right, this is the finest example given. I will do it. This will show the determination. Determination, strong willpower. So, at least 2, 3, 4 uses that keep in brain. Once they ask a paragraph question, what do you call essay writing? Define auxiliary system, define with the examples primary auxiliary system, then you go to model auxiliary system, keep analysis on all the model auxiliary, name them, then you try to give a small description on what are the important uses of our model auxiliaries. The first one is determination, second one, so this one considered, second one promise. It can be developed in a big sentences like, but you keep in point by point. What are the uses of will? Will is first is the determination. Then second one, it can be used for promise. Example, I will work hard in future. Look here. I will work hard in future. Look here. Will work hard. Promise. Almost the same type of usage is coming for shall. So, incorporating will and shall, that you make a small chart. But please remember which all the important uses. So, once anybody asking me, I would say will has important two functions. First one is determination. For example, I will do it myself. Don't worry. I will do it myself. Don't worry. Some people say, promise, I will give you tomorrow. I will work hard in future. All right. Then, third one. Remember, third one. It will make a request. It will make a request. Request is the process of inversion. I had already explained once in a sentence you get pox and mox. These pox and mox can be inverted. Result, consequently, you will get a question. Example, will you post this letter? I will give you example. Okay, you will post. Example, you will post this letter. Example. Okay, modal auxiliary appearing. Put inversion. Then automatically you will get a question. Will you post this letter? Question mark. This is called inversion. This method already taught. So, will is used for request. Once it is applied for inversion, it can be used as a request. And definitely, as per traditional grammar, it shows future also. So, fourth one is future reference. Generally accepted. Modern grammarians won't allow it. But traditionally, even to TG grammar won't allow. But up to structural grammarians, by the time reference they keep, future is there. That future. So, from the memory, what all the important uses of will as a modal auxiliary? First one is determination. Are you okay? Can you give me example for determination? I will do it. You needn't to worry about it. It is none of your business. It is none of your business to remind me what to do. I will do it with strong determination. So keep in a systematic way. What all the importance of will as a modal auxiliary? Determination. Second one, promise. Third one, request. Fourth one, future. The same way we will get a past. All these you have to refer in one of the standard grammar books that you study, right? Then you will get a past form automatically would. All right, what is the use of would? It is a habit. My GM would tell stories at a time. Example, my GM means grandmother, all right, would tell stories. Look, tell stories. Would tell stories. It shows the future in the past form, but the same way it is a habit. Can also be used for request. Can also be used second one, request. Conversion, you put in inversion, you will get a request. Third one, you will put a wish. Would. I would like to join you. I would like to come to your house. Would like to. All right. Then certainty. He was sure that he would win. Fourth, you see, certainty. All right. Example. He is sure that he would win. In the same way, you have to go through a small journey. What all the uses of shall? Shall has, I refer only important uses that you keep in study. Shall. You get a shall. One, intention. Intention. Have you referred that once basketball playing coming, one ball coming, player would say, I shall. I shall means intention. We shall form a new party. I shall take this ball. I shall. Just like a command. Second use, command. Alright, command. Alright, command we use. You shall not open it. It is none of your business to open this packet. You shall not. Then the same way, promise. Command is there, promise is there. Promise. We shall present our problem here. That is a promise. Again, it has a future. In the same way, should has different uses. Should has obligation. I should serve my country. Should serve my country. It is an obligation. Copy down that. What is the use of should first? Obligation and duty. I should look after my parents. Why? It is my obligation. It's my duty. Purpose. To attain perfection. You should practice before going for performance. You should practice. It is a purpose. Inversion also possible there. Then another important one is can. What all the uses of can you use? It can be referred in any one of the standard grammar books. Alright, can. What is the use? Can. First one is ability. Alright, ability. What is the meaning of ability here? Example, you can solve this problem. You can solve this problem. Some people have a doubt whether ability can be used with am able to. Alright, am able to. Alright. Somewhere some people confuse it. Alright, am able to. What is the difference between can and am able to? Can means our potentiality. For example, John can lift an elephant. John can lift an elephant. It is his potential. That, alright. Once we use John is able to lift an elephant, means what? Nobody can, but only John can lift. This is the difference. So all these have totally confused way. Can is generally we show our capacity. Am able to, is able to, was able to, all these refer to personalized. Whether nobody can, but only John can. The same way could stands for suggestion. Then it has must. Important. Must. Alright. Can also must. Everywhere we use must. Alright. First duty. What is must? Must is stand for obligation. Wherever in the communicative English, wherever our spoken English, every day, every time we use must. First one is our obligation. You must visit your grandparents. Must. Some people confuse it with must and should. Should is more obligatory. It is compulsory in the level that there is no excuse for that. Must is somewhat in a polite way we use. You must. Prohibition. Alright, prohibition. You must not step in the garden. People say, you must not. Mustn't. You must not step in the garden. Some people use. So, it has obligation duty first. Obligation. Second one, prohibition. Prohibition. Alright. We use commands like you mustn't stand. Then used to. Important. Used to. Alright. All these. This is used to. Used to. We use only in this tense. Past form. Not in present. Like ought to. Ought to. Alright. Used to. What is the real meaning of used to? There was a practice earlier, but not now continuing. Alright. Example, you can copy down example. John used to smoke cigarettes. Keep in mind, John used to smoke cigarettes when he was in the school or college. That means what? Not now. Now he is not practicing now. He used it to earlier, he had a habit, but not now. This is very important. Once you use used to, first thing you keep in mind, used to is in the past form itself. Never use used to. We have no possibility of using used to. Used to. All right. And it shows the past habit, not the present. Had a practice of smoking cigarette earlier, not now. So keep in mind. In the same way, need to. All right. Need to. All these. Then dare. Very example. Dare. All right. Dare to. It is a challenge. First use is challenge. All right. What is meant by challenge? How dare you to tell me this? What does it mean? It means, how do you get courage enough to talk to me like this? How dare you? It is a challenge. How dare you? Then second one is warning. All right. We'll get a warning. All right. She daren't pass such remarks. Means what? She should not tell me these type of remarks. All right. Sometimes it is used as main verb. That also you keep. It is used as main verb. Some modal auxiliaries are used like main verbs, like dare, like need. All these words, they can be used as not only modal auxiliary but main verb. Example here, main verb can be used. He dared to oppose me. He dared to oppose me. Look, this dared is main verb, not modal auxiliary. So sometimes they are used as main verb. Okay, one example, used to. Keep in mind, otherwise you write somewhere, used to, ought to, need, dare. I repeat, 4 important modal auxiliaries. One is used to, second one ought to, third one need, then fourth one dare. These 4, as per modern grammarians, especially university grammar, Kikubam's grammar, university grammar, they are known as marginal modals. Sometimes they will ask you, what are the marginal modals? Marginal modals. From modal verbs, from modal auxiliaries, 4 important modal auxiliaries are there. They are known as marginal modals. Which are the marginal? Keep down. Used to, ought to, need, dare. Once they are used, they are considered to be marginal modals. Sometimes in the exam they will ask, use marginal modal. Never to be confused. Only these 4 are considered to be, as per modern grammarians' view, marginal modals. And also, please keep in mind, you understand, whenever you get pox and marks in a sentence, there is a possibility of making a question, inversion possibilities there. Underline the modal auxiliary, invert them, make a question. Then that also keep in mind. What is, again I repeat, this is the possibility of making a question. Example, they will visit a zoo. One example. Will as a modal auxiliary appearing here. This modal auxiliary can be put in inversion. Then automatically question coming, will they visit a zoo? Alright, answer will be yes, they will. Or as yes, they will. Okay, modal auxiliary. Negative pattern, no, they won't. Will plus not is called won't. Then they will come like that. So inversion possibility is also there. So show the ability now. Now I'll give you 2-3 examples. You just do an exercise like that. Otherwise, or on the other hand, you refer any one of the grammar books, go through in detail from the beginning all the modal auxiliaries. Make each one of the uses and study. All right, you can copy down 2-3 sentences now. Do work yourself. What is called you may get the prize. Okay, you may get the prize. What is your duty? Underline modal auxiliary, then show whether ability or permission, whether it stands for permission or ability. Example, you may join the meeting. All right, meeting. All right, underline may, then specify permission or ability. We'll write here permission, point out permission, because permission is the use of may. Permission and what is called permission and ability, your purpose, ability. So once you get a sentence, underline modal auxiliary, then say. Example, you shall go. You shall go. Underline. Then tell permission or ability. Another one, you can go. All right, you can go. Example, you can go. Underline modal auxiliary. Then can I use your pen? All right, underline can. This is an example for inversion. Then they will win the game. They will win the game. Example. All these you have to refer. They will win the game. One example. Underline will. Then tell permission or. Then in conclusion with the topic, that I would recommend you to refer any traditional grammar books or any other structural grammar book. Go through in detail what all the POC series coming, do form, have form, be form. Then come to modal auxiliary system, which all the limited modal auxiliary system basically in the present form, which are they referred to the past form, and try to understand important uses of each one of them. Then things will be okay. So try to make a detailed study on that. If any type of doubts you have, do not hesitate. You are not at all, when once interaction time coming, very limited number of students interact with me. Some people keep quiet. They usually lose their attendance. So I mark only the roll number coming there in the notebook. I hand over to the department. So be careful that during the time of interaction, you ask me questions, or once I ask you a question, try to answer. I don't blame everybody. Some people, almost 60 to 70% interacting. But other people keep quiet. They are hiding themselves somewhere. What is the meaning that? We are plainly teaching you everything from the beginning. All the university syllabus now covering. Within maximum 5 to 10 classes more areas will be over. Then you will be having to make a very good detailed study referring to so many other grammar books. Then make a passion towards language. This time we people are there behind you to support you, to give you. So till that time I make a goodbye. Thank you very much.